Okay, so in this video, what I'm doing is just pretty much giving you guys my raw thoughts as a 19-year-old entrepreneur who's been doing business for probably, I don't know, maybe like 2 years now or so. I mean, maybe longer, but I wouldn't even consider that business. That was kind of like the intro phase to even learning about this whole thing. But yeah, I mean, in this video, it's kind of just gonna be a little raw, yapping type of video. I just had some thoughts on my mind, so I wanted to kind of pick up the camera and kind of talk to my little 85 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of this video, maybe it'll be more, but who cares? Not even worried about that. But anyways, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Joel. Like I said, I've been doing business for probably two years or so. I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried first started off learning copywriting. Went like the whole Andrew Tate thing, like learning like how to actually market through like just selling stuff online, just like through words and stuff like that. That was my first introduction to business. After that, what did I do after that? Drop shipping. Tried that for a little bit. Noticed that wasn't what was going to make me rich. Then from there, I started my first business, which was actually what made my first dollar online, which was starting a social media marketing agency. So if you guys know about Eman Gadsby, that whole wave, that was kind of like when I made my first dollar online. I started a local lead gen agency. I started calling a whole bunch of people, literally cold calling every single day, nonstop. I was probably like around maybe like 16 years old at the time. I was making like $100 a day. And after doing that for around a decent amount, probably like a month to 3 months, I made my first dollar online, which was a payment for like $2,000, I think, or $1,000. I forgot how much it was. It was my first dollar online though. If I have a photo, I'll pop it up. But after going through that whole period of like working non-stop, dialing every single day, finally making my first dollar online, I can literally remember it. I was sitting downstairs in my basement. I made my first dollar online. I called up my boy. I was like, yo, I just made my first dollar. He didn't believe me because we were all both trying to do the same exact thing for a while, and it wasn't going anywhere for any of us. And then I made my first dollar, and I told him, and he was like, holy shit, like this shit's real. And that was kind of like, once you make that first dollar online, that's when pretty much your whole perspective changes, right? Because you know that it's real. So now if you quit, there's no excuses to quit because you've already seen what's possible. And that's a stage that every entrepreneur gets to, is where you've kind of gotten yourself over the horizon of thinking, yo, is this real? Because when you first start out, you don't know if it's real. Like, you see it online, but you don't actually know if it's real until someone you know makes it, or you yourself make it. And once you get to that point, that's pretty much the point of no return, right? That's when, if you stop doing business, you will forever hate your life, because you know that there's a possibility and there was a chance that you could have successfully gotten to your goals, but you chose not to do it. And after that whole point, I made my first dollar online. I started doing that whole agency for a little bit. It didn't really go anywhere, but I knew I had to prove a concept, right? From there, I started. I think I stopped business for a little bit, honestly, because I kind of honestly got like pretty procrastinating on myself, not really doing what I needed to do, and I stopped. And then from there, I started doing drop shipping again. Just literally business hopping back and forth. I thought, yo, this is gonna be the thing that was gonna make me money. And from there, I didn't really make anything. Like, I don't think I made a single dollar. And then after that, probably like around like a year ago, or a little bit maybe further than a year, maybe like a year and a half ago, I stumbled across this whole business called growth operating, right? Which is where you partner up with creators and you build them, like, at least back then it was pitched where you build them a school community and you take 50% of the profits. For some reason, that business model stuck with me, right? I don't know why it was. Actually, a big reason why it was because I knew someone in the space that I knew from like running my agency that had started doing growth operating, and I didn't know, like, we weren't very close, but I had DMs with him back and forth to where I actually knew him before he started making a lot of money. And he was like one of the first people to actually pioneer like the whole growth operating scene and stuff like that. One of the first people. So when I seen him do that, I was like, holy shit, like, this is real, right? Kind of like I told you guys earlier, once you get that proof of concept, you see someone that do it, you can't stop. So that's what happened. And I kind of just said, you know what, it's gonna be it. And I just stuck with it, and I knew that there was a possibility. I kind of already had some skill sets from doing my agency, like marketing. I understand it, like, nothing crazy, but I understand like at least like the fundamentals of like lead generation, a funnel, just like basic marketing. So it was a little bit easier for me to grasp it. And I just stuck with that, right? I started joining I joined like a little community from there. And then I just started meeting people. I tried to start like connecting with people. And for a while, it didn't really go anywhere, right? I got really no success with it at all. I don't even think I signed a client at all during that whole time. But I will say during that whole experience of me like doing that whole like low ticket growth operating stuff, I really, really, really just tried my best to just understand like delayed gratification, right? Because I knew that I wasn't like, once you start doing something for a while and you don't really get a lot of results with it, you kind of realize that it's going to take a lot longer than what you expected it to take. And you kind of have to get yourself used to the fact like, okay, cool, this is going to take a long time. I just need to focus on building the skill sets and the rest will come. Right? And once you adopt that mindset, that's when you really start to enjoy the process instead of focusing on the goal so much. And that's what happened with me. And, you know, like I said, I didn't get any results with it, but I met people. I met some people that I know now who are now in the space crushing it. I met some of my closest friends that I have today just throughout that whole time period when I was doing that business. Yeah, I mean, I just really grew as a person because it just makes you need to grow, like doing something for so long and not seeing results. But I mean, now, like fast forward to now, I'm 19 years old. I run an info agency now, and you know, even for the longest time, like over the past 6-7 months, I still really wasn't even going anywhere. I had some clients here and there, I made some money here and there, but it was nothing very consistent. And for the past couple of months or so, I've actually been able to start seeing some success. Nothing crazy, but I've been starting to see the consistency and kind of a little bit of the light at the end of the tunnel, right? But I just really wanted to make this video to tell you guys and kind of give you guys my raw thoughts, because business is something that will literally break every bone in your body, and it will break the person that you currently are to get to where you want to be at, right? When I first started business, I had no work ethic. I was a kid that like playing video games every single day. None of my friends wanted to do business at all. I was very lazy. I had fucking TikTok brain, right? But to become this version of yourself, to become this person who makes all this money, to become this person who actually lives the life that you want to make, right, that you want to live, you cannot be the person that you are right now, right? The version of you who sleeps in late, the version of you who doesn't actually take things seriously, the version of you who doesn't stick to his promises, you have to completely destroy that version of yourself in order to become that version of yourself who actually is, you know, at that goal. And that's something that everybody has to go through that point of business, and it's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life, that I've ever had to experience, right? Literally completely changing everything about you to become a different person. It's hard because at the end of the day, you're fighting yourself, right? Like with business, it's like nobody's gonna come and do the work for you, right? Like I have friends that are doing millions of dollars a month, who are making 100K a month, whatever, but they're not gonna do the work for me. They're not gonna come and make my business successful. That's on me, right? But you have to do it if you want to get to your goals. And it just gets to a point where you have to ask yourself, is the goal that you want worth the sacrifices that you have to make, right? Like the sacrifices that you have to make, the people that you have to cut off, the habits that you have to put down, are those actually worth what you want to do, right? Is it something that you actually want to do, or is it just something that you talk about, that you like the idea of, but you're not willing to cut those sacrifices out? And if you really ask yourself that question, you'll actually know what you need to do, and you'll put in the work to do it. And for the longest time, I don't think I was actually ready to cut off those sacrifices. I don't think I was actually, you know, willing to do what it takes, because now that I know what it takes to start seeing success, and the reason I know that is because, like I said, I know people around me who are hitting multiple 6 and 7 figure months. Me myself, I've started to see a little bit of success. I started to see a little bit of the light at the end of the tunnel, and I've been able to see the work ethic it takes front, like literally just like in front of me. And once you see that, there's no going back, right? Because you know exactly what you need to do to get to your goals, and at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. But if you're in that situation right now where you're just starting out, or maybe you're in that point right now where nothing's really working out, and trust me, I kind of still feel like I'm there, even though I've started to see a little bit of success, I'm not nowhere where I want to be with my goals. But it's just a matter of trusting the process and allowing God to actually give you the things that you're working for, right? And that's something that's been huge for me as well. I don't know if you guys watching this have faith. I don't know if you guys believe in God or whatever it is, but for me, that's been the hugest thing that has been, for me as well. Like, literally just having that one person who actually understands everything you're going through. When you first start your business, your parents might not understand, your friends and family, might not understand, but you know who understands? God, right? God's gonna actually know what you're doing every single day. He knows what you're working towards, and he knows what you need to do to actually get to your goals. So if you're in that position right now where you're trying it and it's just not working, I promise you, ask him for help. Ask him for the strength to keep going, and he will keep letting you go, right? If you would have told me fast forward 3 years ago, right, that I would be 3 years later, I'd be 19 years old, and I'm, like I said, I'm still not at the point where I'm 100% successful at where I want to be. I've started to see a little bit of success for the past couple of months, but I'm not anywhere where I want to be at. And for a lot of people, they would quit, right? They would literally just quit. They would say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not going to keep doing this. But the only reason I've honestly kept going is because of God. It's because I know that God has a vision for me. And I know that if I keep putting the work in every single day, I'm going to get to that goal. But you will not keep pushing if you don't have a why, if you don't have a reason to keep going, right? So I just hope this video was able to help someone out. I hope this video was able to, change someone's mindset, because I know that when I first started, I definitely liked having someone authentic, just talk on the camera and yap about what they're going through. So again, you have to stay consistent. You have to trust in God. And I advise you, just go right now and just literally ask God, hey, I want this. I'm willing to sacrifice what is needed. I need you to guide me and give me strength to keep going. And if you do that, he will speak to you and he will allow you to keep pushing forward, and opportunities will start coming. And once those opportunities come, it's up to you to actually take action on them and keep the momentum going. Because one thing that stopped me as well is momentum. I would get some success, I would stop, I would slow down. And I told myself, whenever I get that ball again, I'm not letting it drop, and I'm not going to let that happen. And if you let that happen, you're not going to get to your goals. So yeah, I hope this video helps someone out. Stay safe. And yeah, that's pretty much it.